Hello everyone. Let's take a look at these questions converting fractions and decimals and percents into each other. So the first question, we're given some fractions and we need to convert them into decimals. So if we look at this first question here, we have 82 100ths is how we would pronounce the fraction. Another way of saying this is 82 over 100. And a third way to say this is 82 divided by 100. And so fractions are kind of just division problems, right? Where we take the top number, which is called the numerator, and we divide it by the bottom number, which is called the denominator. Okay. Now, this first question, we're dividing by 100. And whenever we divide by 100, we move the decimal point, which is right there, 2 spots to the left. And that's where my new decimal point will be. Okay? So the answer to 82 over 100, or 82 divided by 100, is going to be 0.82. Okay? So dividing by 100, we just move the decimal place 2 spots to the left. All right, let's look at question B. Okay, now here we have 3/5, or 3 over 5, or 3 divided by 5. Okay, now dividing by 5 is not as easy as dividing by 10 or 100. So I'm going to change this by multiplying by 2 over 2. Now, I'm allowed to do that because 2 over 2 is just 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And when I multiply anything by 1, it doesn't change. So I'm not changing anything here. But by doing this trick, we get something that's a bit more easier to deal with. So when multiplying fractions, we just go along the top. So 3 times 2 is going to give me 6. And 5 times 2 is going to give me 10. Okay, so now I have 6/10, which is the same as 3/5. Now the reason I did this is because dividing by 10 is fairly easy. We take our decimal point and we move it 1 spot to the left instead of 2 when we divide it by 100. Okay, so now 6 divided by 10, this is going to equal 0.6. And so 3/5 is the same thing as 0.6. Moving on to question C, we have 7/20ths, or 7 over 20, or 7 divided by 20. Now again, divided by 20 is a little bit difficult, so I'm going to change this sort of fraction. Okay, if I do, let's try, if we do it by 5 over 5. Okay, so we get 7 times 5 is going to give us 35, and 20 times 5 is 100. Now, just like in question A, when we divide by 100, we simply move the decimal point 2 spots to the left. And so my answer will be 0.35. Okay, and question D, we're just dividing by 10. So like we did above, when we divide by 10, we move our decimal point 1 spot to the left. And so our answer will be 0.3.